Yeah, we didn't have an intro planned. So that means James is gonna do it.
Okay, I'll do it. Firstly though, I don't care that we're recording. Am I making you big or like what are we doing these days? Just the six of us, or do I make Wes big still? What
I
do you?
just like the six of us. I don't care
Well, what
anymore.
have you
Let's
been
just do
doing
the
though,
six of
Liam?
us. I think
I've
it's just
been
just
keeping it
the six of
6.
us.
Okay. All right. So, what episode number is this?
Like drinking
62.
actually.
All right. Welcome back to the Boundless Shores YouTube channel. Um, it's gonna be episode 62. We um we're happy to be back doing it semi-consistently, it seems. Knock on wood. Um, Today I've got Owen, the man, the myth. I've got
Oh, yeah.
me, myself, and James. I've got Daddy Chris. I've got Dungeon Master Weasley. I've got Nate. And we've got our lovely Liam in the corner here with I think that's Has Been Hotel photo.
Yeah, it's correct.
Copyright! um, all right. Raise your hand if you don't want to do the intro. Owen put his hand up first. He's doing it. He's got to do the recap.
Owen's
You got
gonna
to
do
do
the
the
intro
recap. Well,
or
the
the
recap, I
recap.
mean.
Go for it, fucker. So we had a ship thrown on us.
That's it. That's all that happened.
Half of us almost died. Then the spirit we were chasing turned out to be something.
Rift Sprite.
Yes. And we're getting our asses kicked.
Okay, that's a little
What happened this week?
there's more of like a summary. We engaged with the Rift Sprite after, last session. We started me and Orgolan started engaging it on the roof while the others began collecting civilians from the building. We were able to pull some civilians out. Turns out there was a family upstairs, so who was it? Yonatan, were you going to rescue them? Yeah, Yonatan was going to rescue them. And then the Rift Sprite, after getting a little pissed off that I could actually do a little bit of damage to it, even though it wasn't much at all, um, dropped a boat on everybody. Everybody's dead except us and that family that Nate saved and the husband, but he does have a broken leg. And then so everybody's kind of beaten up except Tobin and maybe Ergolan.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm so clean.
yeah. And so now we just got to figure out a way to deal with this Rift Sprite.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Beckett's fucking seizing on the floor after the Rift Sprite
Oh yeah.
ripped a hole in her chest, and some ooey gooey form of Jeshima came and slapped her around a little bit.
Yeah. It's canonical.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Tobin, Peter, and Alduin, I know my party's names, standing in the street, kind of in a triangular formation, all pursuing the mysterious, dark, goblin-like form of the Wrist Sprite. As previously, in the last episode, it had teleported behind Calduin and had tried to struck him while he rolled away safely, but still, the Wrist Sprite stands behind him on the dark, slim streets of the residential sector of Eris, the large boat hull behind you all with a very wounded Alistair kind of crawling his way out of the small gap between the hull and the corner of the street. from within, carrying both a woman and her baby within his arms. Yonatan is fleeing the building that has now started to crumble into ruin after an unfortunate failed save on a concentration check of the fabricate spell, I think it was. Orgolan, you stand up on the hull of the Shadow Guardian warship. You had attempted to summon your ancestors and summon some of your power, but it had previously failed as you stand kind of on the slanted hull as it's crashed in, as you're hanging on with one hand on some banister as you stand there kind of like Spider-Man like peering out as you begin your turn up on the hull. Just over the edge, you would see your comrades and the Rift Sprite below on the street. The near to the edge of the hull is Beckett, spasming on the ground.
Um. Huh. I have no idea what to do. Um. I can't do really anything to help Beckett right now. Which way did you say the rift strike was again? Was it behind me or?
Here, hold on. I'm gonna send you a picture.
Of like the map or something?
Yeah, it's very crude because I meant for this all to be Mindscape, but now I'm realizing that's harder to do than I thought. Uh, yeah, this is very crude. I apologize. Prepare DM sounds. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. This is what a prepared DM sounds like. It's very hard to see because, of course, I'm using black dice for your miniatures. I'm such a prepared and good DM. I am very good at my job. I just sent it into the chat and I will explain it thusly far. So y'all get a chance to look at it.
Oh. I'm guessing I'm 5?
You're 3.
Oh.
Yeah,
Is the rift
imagine a
sprite
boat
the pink,
hull. The wrist sprite is the blue one.
the blue one? Okay.
Yeah, the pink one is Peter. So, 1 is Tobin, 2 is Yonatan, 3 is Orgolan, 4 is Alistair, 5 is Calduin. So
All
that
right.
should be the other way around. Sorry, I'm gonna retract my statement. Calduin is 4, and Alistair is 5.
So I'm right
Reverse
by
those two.
this rift sprite?
I thought the Rift Sprite was behind Calico.
No, no, sorry, Calduin. I'm stupid. I am very dumb and stupid beyond the shadow of a doubt. All right. Thusly, now is a new photo where I have reversed the dice on my paper, but
Why did that matter? It's just...
because it's in order of initiative.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
that makes a lot more sense.
I was like, yeah, I wasn't sure why you even bothered.
And
Is it gonna let me actually look at it?
I don't. Bludgeoning doesn't really do anything to this. I used my one freaking shout.
Oh, you only have one?
Yeah, it's only a once per day thing.
Why is Chris big? Sorry. Don't worry about it. My screen glitched out when it came back. Chris was big, and then I just forgot.
Chris is using spells to make himself bigger. He's using the enlarge spell on himself.
Toy.
I want to be menacing.
Wes, is there a way to get below deck? Or no?
I want to see how this plays out. Yeah, absolutely. You're kind of hanging off of a banister, leaning down. You're on like the main platform, and this is now a choice. You can either try to climb your way up towards the stairs that would lead down to the lower deck, or you could just rip the fucking the grate off of the deck to just jump your way down below deck.
Rip the freaking grate off.
Fucking rip the grate off, buddy. Just roll me an attack on it.
Right? Mm. Am I blind?
I'm legally
Fuck.
blind.
Yeah, I probably don't have. Fuck. That's a 10.
It's a 10. It's just a great. Yeah, of course. That's the DC. I was gonna
Okay.
do I was gonna do something cool, but no. Why'd you roll a 10 out of all the cases? What's
But
wrong with you?
let's not open that door.
What's wrong with you? Like just your just normal attack at your highest attack. You're a monk. You gotta have crazy bonuses right now. What? Was it only a 10? Did you roll like a 2?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you you go down and you line yourself up and you go and you just kind of rip it open as it on a hinge and opens as you dive your way down to the lower decks. You gracefully lower yourself down, and now you're kind of standing on on a slight incline on a pole that now stands as yeah that how do I explain that? Do you guys know what I mean, or do I have to I can't fucking
I know what you mean.
lose my mind.
I know
You guys know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
It's okay, Wes. I know what you mean.
Brain broke. Anyways, yeah, now you're below deck. I wouldn't say you've had to use any of your movement. I'll call even that your bonus action to rip the grate open. What do you want to do with your turn, my buddy?
Just going to look around to see what reminds me of home. And because I can't
Go
do
ahead.
really anything right now.
No way blood is reminiscent right now.
Do you want me to roll like a search
Hmm.
or a
Give me a
spot?
moment to ponder.
Okay.
How
Roll.
many trees are native to Shadow Guard? Because wouldn't you really think that it would be really shadowy and more inclined to have like mushroom and fungi? Is it like the fungus stalks?
Who knows? Not me.
Roll for ponder.
Yeah, please, someone roll for ponder.
I got you.
I rolled a fucking 2 again.
You got a 13,
Yeah, no, you know
13
what?
to
That's
ponder.
that's what I get. Yeah, wow, you've stumped me. Um, go ahead
Battle
and roll me a
tapestries, maybe?
history check.
I'm guessing that's knowledge history.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
That's the one.
19?
You're not the one
Not
under
you,
the
the
deck.
guy in the boat.
That's 16.
16. Yeah. Okay. You begin to peer around on the lower deck. You see barrels strewn about wildly, and some broken open as some kind of old sour grain kind of pours out of it. Uh, you see the old cannons. Kind of most of them have now broken out of their footholds and have toppled over. A few of them are still sturdy. So you see, you look around to the other side, looking nearer to the staircase, and you see statues. And beside, and each of those statues flank the two staircases leading up towards the upper deck. In between those statues are uh, mannequins wearing ancient Shadow Guardian armor.
Okay. Is one of the cannons pointed towards the sprite?
Yeah, you see one of the lower ones. You kind of gracefully make your way down towards one of the cannons on the lower end as you peer out of the viewing hole as you kind of shyly angle in a moment. So, yeah, you think you might be able to get a line of sight on it, but you'd also might catch your friends in it.
Mm. All right. Can I check if it's loaded first?
Um, it is not loaded, but you can give me a search check.
Okay, just that's better. Yeah, so that is a 23.
23. You look around for, cannonballs, anything, but you don't find cannonballs. But at the bottom of the ship, in a cracked open crate, you see these shimmering orbs, like spherical, purple, glimmery, almost like looks like glass with shimmering glitter within.
When I pick this up, does it look like I see like a fortune inside?
Um, Go ahead and roll me a knowledge arcana.
Okay. That's a 15.
It says go fuck yourself. No, as you monkey your way down and pick up the orb, uh, it's heavy in your hands, weirdly heavy, and it's about the shape and size as for a cannonball.
All right,
You
I'm
want to
gonna go
load that
back over
sucker?
to the. Yeah, I'm gonna go back over to the cannon, load it,
Can
and
you roll me a use magic device check?
that is a 17.
17. You pull it back, pull the cannon back on its hinged wheels. You shove the cannonball in as you load that sucker up.
Right before I fire
But
it,
you
I'm gonna yell.
cannot fire it this turn.
Fair. Okay.
You
Uh,
use, I'd say your in your turn, I'd say you use bonus to tear the grate open. You use your movement to inspect the area, grab the cannonball, and then you use your action to load it.
okay. As a free action, I'm gonna yell at Eonatin. Um,
Yonatan's within the building. Down on the street level,
is it
you would
Alice?
see Tobin, Peter, Calduin, and then I don't think you would see Alistair from your angle because he's
Or
kind of
who's number
below the
4 again?
hull.
Who's number 4 again?
Number 4 is Calduin.
Okay. So I'll yell at Calduin, get out of the way. As I ready the shot.
And funnily enough, Calduin, you are up next.
Okay. So
Do
yeah,
your
the thing's right behind me. Uh, and there's now a cannon being pointed in my direction.
Yep. As you hear Orgolan shout from within the hull of the ship, as you see the cannon now purged out of the hull of the ship and pointed down towards you in the wrist sprite.
Okay. Well, I will take a 5-foot step back and disengage away from the creature. So I guess forward. Or is that
Yep.
still in the way of the cannon?
Uh, you would roll me a knowledge arcana check.
Uh, that is a 5.
It's a cannon. You have no idea what its blast radius is.
Okay. Um,
But if it can tear through the hull of a ship, it could certainly deal some damage if shot directly at you.
okay. I just make some distance between me and the rift sprite. Can I tell if this thing has blood in the slightest? Like, does it appear to have basic anatomy?
Yeah.
Roll me a heal check.
How did I roll a
And add
2
your
again? Yeah, it's a 3.
I didn't hear that. Roll that again.
Okay, different die. That's better. That's a 15.
That 15. What happens if you add your blood hunter level to it?
That would be a 22.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knowledge
Fuck yeah.
blood.
Knowledge blood. That's what it is.
Blood
I
sense.
mean,
You can smell it.
Yeah, blood sense. I like that. That's dope. Um, yeah, your entire half of your magic is blood magic. You've studied the body. You've studied the blood. You've known how to use the blood against a person. This creature does appear to have basic anatomy. Although alien to most, it does seem to have some form of blood in its body.
Okay. That's all I need to know. I'm gonna move about 15 feet away, 15, 20 feet away from the sprite. And I look towards Tobin. Do we have any clue of what can hurt this thing? Has anything get a hit?
So far, my what would Tobin like? Because technically, this damage doesn't have like an actual type. It's just supposed to do stuff to undead, but like, should, and there's no like.
I would classify that as
It's like
DM thinking sounds. Positive energy
okay. It
or
seems
holy damage.
right. It seems to not like the spell that I use. That's sort of like positive or holy. It's meant to affect undead, but it affects it as well as It seemed to not like Orgolan would. Can I make a check to see if I would be able to tell what kind of like that was like sonic damage that Orgolan was using?
Yeah, roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. Uh, that's gonna be knowledge Arcana. 24.
Yeah, yeah, you know that to be sonic damage. You've read enough of the books to begin to understand the different
And
magic
okay.
types.
And although it seems like it's the first time I've seen Orgolan use it, so it may not have been the strongest. It seemed to recoil towards Orgolan's sonic damage. But that's all I've seen do damage to it so far. Right, Wes? Like
That's all I
that's
need.
all we've seen, right? I'm just trying to recall from last session.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Disengage. Is that a bonus action, or is that just a swift action?
5 foot step back is always a swift action.
Okay, I just need to make sure.
Reaction.
Oh,
Okay.
it's a free action.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
cool.
Yeah, as
After
long as it's
hearing
only 5.
this, so it doesn't like noise either. And hearing this, I take my sword and I drag it across my arm as I activate Crimson Rite of Thunder.
Ooh, does that
As
What is that?
the blood engulfs the blade and causes it to start vibrating. So now I will do Thunder, which is basically sonic damage on my sword attacks.
thunder damage is sonic damage? Oh my god.
When I searched up thundering, it says sonic, so sonic energy.
Absolutely correct.
Oh, cool. I'm just
Khaldun, can you roll me a listen check?
That is a 19.
19. You within the blade within your hands vibrating with this energy. You kind of just faintly, maybe you're imagining it vaguely, hear voices or chanting. In the heat of the moment, you can't pick up much as it in your hands. That's all you do with your turn.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. That is so cool. Alistair, you crawling out of the gap between the hull, delirious from your wounds, but still conscious. But as a merchant, whew, this is a lot.
Seems above my pay grade.
Yeah, what
Well, I don't know,
what are
man.
you
You're
doing
paid
to
really
everybody?
fucking well.
How much gold pieces have I gotten from this group?
No, you just in general have a high income.
So I'm supposed to rely on my own liquidity.
Well, you're the one who pays you, so if
Alright. I try to get a grasp of what's going on because everyone seems to be running over to the other side of the ship from Orgolan to just about everyone staring and pointing. So I just kind of look over at the group. Bad guys?
he's coughing.
Yeah, to your left, you see Tobin, Calduin, and Peter all kind of standing near to the hull, kind of like a semi-circle, facing outward towards the Rift Sprite.
Can I actually see the Rift Sprite?
You can. This hunched over, skinny, goblin-like creature with skin black as midnight. It's got long, sharp ears, long claws. Stands with a hunch, but is still oddly taller than you would have imagined it to be.
I'm going to do a rapid infusion into one of my wand blanks.
Mm.
I'm going to choose the spell Wall of Thought. Popping out one of my spell blank wands, I take my arcane etcher that's been inside of my hand since I was trying to fabricate the building back into place, and start writing into it all sorts of nonsense cones about the nature of one hand clapping, the sound of a tree falling in the forest and no one to observe it, and to meet the Buddha is to kill the Buddha.
Damn. Is there any rules that have to take place in the Wall of Thought?
I'll need to make one use magic device check in order to make the wand for this round. Then I can deploy it
Oh,
next.
perfect. Oh, next round. Oh, perfect.
Okay. That should be able to do it with the DC of 33. So yeah.
Damn. Fuck yeah. So you scribe this nonsense into the wand as it glows in your amber copper like light. As it has now been imbued with this spell.
And that's the
That's
end
all
of
you
my
do with your
turn.
turn. Bada bing, bada boom. Uh,
In theory, this thing's getting fucked
the
up next turn.
yeah, the civilians. I'm not gonna have them take a turn. The Rift Sprite gets to go now.
I hate this part.
Okay. The Rift Sprite brings his skinny arm up and slashes down his claws into the air as behind it tears a purple like rift into the air. You see in small parts of each of these three tears, it looks like small little things are trying to pierce from within. As in a moment, large bats begin to fly out of the tears and like playing with this piercing, grinding noise as they flap their wings towards you. I need everybody to roll me a fortitude saving throw.
Everybody?
Well, all right. Everybody on the street. So, everybody except for Orgolan and Orgolan and Yonatan.
Cool.
Actually, Orgolan, you can make it at advantage.
Nat 20.
Damn.
29.
Also a nat 20.
Damn.
Total of 22.
Damn.
Peter got 28.
Damn. Man. I don't know how to do this. Man. Well, man. Take 8 piercing damage. Mr. Alistair, you take 8 piercing damage as the bats. Yeah, it's fine. As the bats tear from the rifts and begin to squawk and swarm towards you all, they begin to try and bat into you and gnaw, but they just kind of flop and flitter about most of you. Alistair, smelling the blood off of your wounds and off of your clothes, you see a few of the bats kind of trail off and begin to kind of gnaw into your back and into your shoulders for a moment. As after a couple moments, you see their flutter start to fade as they just stop flying and flop to the ground.
Flop to the ground like they suddenly died?
Like they suddenly died.
Yeah, that's what you get for drinking my poison blood. I think it's poison. Maybe I haven't
Tobin,
eaten them.
you are next.
Yeah, I guess I will just not wanting to get in the way here because I assume I could hear Orgolan yell to Calduin. Um, from where I'm standing, I'll just cast another bout of Disrupt Undead, as you do.
As you do.
Oh, stupid. I'm gonna apologize in advance. Liam, my thing keeps just like the screen just keeps turning gray on my Discord for no reason. So there's gonna be a couple things like that throughout the video.
Okay. Okay, most of our reach is through Spotify anyways.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Ranged touch attack. That's gonna be like somebody remind me one more time what I have to do for the ranged touch attack. Do I do my attack bonus?
Attack
Yeah,
bonus.
you do
B8
your
plus Dex.
Attack bonus plus Dex. Okay, so
Base
that's
attack bonus plus Dex.
where's the stamp sheet? That's gonna be 26 to
Yeah,
hit.
that'll hit.
Yeah, and then just a quick little 4 damage.
Little 4 damage.
Yeah.
Next. Next up would be Peter. You're schmuted.
Yeah, just talking to my pops.
Oh yes, of course.
So yeah, for Peter's turn, Peter. Good old Peter.
Peter.
Peter is just going to. Peter is just gonna move in front of Alistair and just protect him with his life. Total defense action in front of Alistair.
Oh, awesome. All right. As you see, the now not grown into full form, but very strong in stature now in his adolescent form. He kind of shifts his pose as he extends his wings out and bares his claws and gnarls his teeth as he stands to protect the injured Alistair. Next up will be Yonatan. As Yonatan, you carrying the woman in your arms and her baby kind of swaddled in hers. So you're now at the bottom of the staircase.
Yeah, just gonna move to get out of the building as far as I can.
Could you roll me a, let's call it a d20 roll? If it's
Okay.
a zero, hold on, before you roll it,
Mm-hmm.
if it's a 0 to 5, 1 to 5, something bad happens. 5 to 10, something bad happens, but it could be, you know, it could not be dire. 10 to 15, something bad happens, but you have a good chance of surviving it. And on a 15 to 19, only a slight hindrance, and on a natural 20, no hindrance.
I still have freedom of movement if that
Yep.
goes in.
No, just a raw d20 roll.
Okay. Cool. That is an 18.
An 18. Um,
You die.
yeah, that's what it says on my sheet here. You die. No, can
Level
you
4,
just go
I
ahead and
die.
roll me a climb check?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, that is a 19.
A 19. Uh, Gracefully, you with the woman in your arms, you peer at the rubble ahead as you leap from stone to stone, unhindered by anything in your path. As you reach a mound that's a little hard to climb, a little hard to squeeze through, but you gracefully gliding your way down. Kind of, you're gonna take the 4 piercing damage just from some rubble beneath you as you slide down. But protecting the woman and her child, you slide your way down gracefully down the pile of ruin near the door as you now make your way out the exterior of the gap. Oh, I had just had a realization. Uh, the civilian husband with a broken leg had not taken his turn because he was too weak to be able to move and crawl himself out of the way. He lies between you guys and the rift sprite as you kind of see
Okay.
him kind of weakly trying to move his arms as now Yonatan, you purge out of the ruin, seeing the boat hull crash into the wall next to you. Your friends all kind of lined up near the hull. The rift spread out further into the street, and the civilian man writhing in pain, kind of trying to crawl. And also before you, you see Beckett twitching and also writhing in pain with the dark sludge kind of staining her. You see her eyelids completely wide open and glossed over in a darky onyx.
Okay, I'm gonna look for the safest location to put the woman and the child into.
Honest to God, your direct thoughts is right where we are is the safest location.
Okay,
Like there's a wall of boat, there's you
Mhm.
standing in rubble, and there's the street and the rift sprite
Okay.
before you.
Yeah, I'm going to put the woman down where it's behind, like where both myself and is in front of her. Like I am between the woman and the rift sprite.
Yeah, and you see kind of next to you on your left is Peter also protecting Alistair, who's kind of weakly posed up between the hull and the ruined wall.
Okay, can I see the rift sprite from here?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely can.
Okay, cool. I am going to take, I'm going to cast uh create water over the rift sprite. And then with my swift action, I'm going to quicken spell a pressure sphere.
What damage is pressure sphere?
It's 4d6. It's just 4d6 magical damage.
Uh, huh.
Okay. As you cast this, the water above him, as it begins to fall in that moment, you weave the spell. He's going to make a reflex save.
It's a fortitude for half.
It's
Fortitude. Thank you.
Oh,
I thought it
that's
was reflex. It's fortitude. Ooh. What's the save? What's the DC on that?
The DC for this the DC for this spell is 16.
Yeah. As you try to force the water inwards, as the water falls upon it, you watch as the water begins to try and swirl around him and try to force it in, but it upon its skin just keeps rolling back as it almost creates like a whirlpool effect as you begin to like the form of the wrist right kind of becomes obscured for a moment. But as the water keeps crashing on itself, it becomes a mist as it blows away into the night sky. The rift sprite stands unharmed. Orgolan, you're up next.
All right.
fuck.
I'm gonna.
Hold on. Just like for clarity's sake, like is it just it says 46 points of damage. So would it be safe for Yonatan to assume that it's immune to non-magical damage, or
Wait, is Pressure Spear even a 3.5 spell? The only one I see is 5e.
Yes, it is.
pressure?
Is it the
Pressure Spear?
same?
It's in Storm Rack. It's a second level
Oh.
druid.
Pressure deals 46 points of damage, so it would be assumedly be mundane.
I'd probably call it force damage.
In 5e it's bludgeoning, but I'm just trying to see what it says in.
Or, you know what, bludgeoning actually probably makes more sense.
Okay.
They do not actually give it a typing of damage inside of the write-up of the spell.
Yeah, then not in 3.5.
Curious. I mean, I would probably call it force or bludgeoning damage anyway.
In 5e it's bludgeoning,
Just
but
like,
in this it just doesn't say. So
well,
It would make sense that it's bludgeoning, considering you're literally crushing the person inside.
yeah, that would make sense. So we'll call it bludgeoning.
Okay, so is it
Uh,
safe for Yonatan to assume that it's just immune to bludgeoning damage?
yeah, because it is
yes.
fortitude half. Okay.
Okay. So like it's like it resisted or it just like straight up immune?
Roll me a knowledge arcana.
Okay. Natural 20.
So this creature, this creature does seem to be hit by your spells, but it seems unaffected by most damage. And so it's safe to assume like your spell did hit and it did resist it, but any remaining damage it would have caused seemed to have been resisted.
Okay, so I roll 46
It doesn't
for
really
that,
matter.
and then have the
Yeah,
guess.
so it was resistant. Like the damage didn't take place as much as it was hit. It didn't get damaged.
It didn't get damaged at all, so that's
Yeah,
what I was trying to ask.
yeah, didn't get damaged.
All right, well, that's my turn, I guess.
All right, Orgolan, you want to roll me a use magical device check?
All right. And that is a dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
Fireball!
Ragulin, as you go to fire this gun, and I'm going to give you a choice here.
Uh-oh.
You look out
Uh-oh.
and you see the injured civilian kind of stood like laid in the street between your group and the rift sprite. So you aim it. You have the briefest hesitation. If I fire this, do I kill this man?
If he's laying down, won't I just fire over top of him?
It's not the bullet, but the bullet's effect that hurts. You know,
But you don't know what it does.
you you don't know what you're firing.
It's your call, big man.
Damn it.
You gotta make the call.
Fuck it. Boom.
Boom, baby.
As you go and you strike the wick, you feel a graceful hand upon your shoulder. It's the familiar voice of your brother sounds. An avalanche starts with the smallest of stones. As you watch him angle
That's a rock slide.
the cannon slightly upward. As you hear your brother's voice, as you turn to look, see nothing. The cannon fires, and instead of firing at the rift sprite, your brother has angled it slightly upward towards the corner of a building. As you watch this orb, you watch as a beautiful flurry of cyan and magenta explode against the corner of the building. As the light engulfs each of the boulders and crashes down onto the rift sprite below. This beautiful mirage of bright colors illuminating the streets around you. Can you roll me 2d10, please? No, 1d12. Sorry, belay that one.
Do I add anything or
What's the number?
8?
8. Roll 8d6.
It's a magical grape shot.
When you have
As you
enough
breathe,
dice, you can do this.
no one is condoning your dice goblinism, Owen. You have too many.
E. Alright, so 6, 12, 7, or 16, 18. 23. 30 damage.
Oh. Um. The average damage for a civilian.
A civilian typically only has a single hit die as a peasant of 1d6.
All right,
Maxed
that's
out
fine.
at level 1, that's 6, and its con modifier. Typically 10.
All right, yeah, that's fine. Orgulin, roll me 1d6.
1.
Okay. As these the beautiful mirage of colors crashes down, you hear a high-pitched squeal that pierces into your minds. As it hurts. I need everyone to roll me a will save.
I hate will saves. Thank fuck. I got
13.
22.
Uh,
27.
all right,
That's a 24.
and Yonatan is gone. Okay, so he'll just take the damage. So those below a DC 20 will take 13 piercing damage.
From a shriek?
Yep.
Huh.
As it's so high pitched, it makes your ears and your noses bleed. Yonatan, you take 13 piercing damage.
Okay.
And so does Peter. As this attack hits, the Rift Sprite shrieks in a piercing, high-pitched scream as it makes her ears and her noses bleed. As you, Yonatan, you brace yourself as your ears begin to ring. As you look down towards the civilians, as you see the woman now unconscious with streaks of blood down down her face, out of her nose.
Is the
As
baby okay?
Probably not. It also appears to be knocked out with blood streaking out of its face.
Been there, dude. Been
Yeah.
there.
Um, as you guys look to see the civilian, kind of on the edge of the crash, but you see rubble pile over him. As you see him trying to weakly crawl, but unsuccessfully. As you see the rubble fall as one hits upon his head as he is knocked out unconscious. Is now with 3 unconscious and very injured civilians. The cannon struck. Calduin, you are up next. Sorry, Orgolan, before that, can you recall the damage that you dealt?
30.
30.
Thank you. Alright, Calvin,
am
sorry, go on.
am I in a straight line from the wraith?
I mean, you pr-
Unhindered?
you pretty much just took a step back and then ran backwards, so I would think so.
Yeah, you are in a straight line to him.
Sweet. I've been wanting to use this since the beginning of this campaign. I'm gonna do a charge attack
Oh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
as I ready my blade and just charge forward,
He's holding
aiming
the red
straight for
flag.
its stomach.
He's holding the red flag, buddy.
How? Okay, I swear this is the fourth 2 I have rolled today.
I didn't hear it too.
Use another dice. I didn't hear it too. I heard you're too strong, so you should roll that again.
That is a 23 to hit.
Fuck yeah. You gotta bathe your dice in holy water or something, dude. Like something's going on there.
All of my dice are cursed, I tell you.
The father has gotten to your dice. Yeah, a 23 will hit.
So that's 2d6.
So what does the charge
Actually,
attack do?
2d6.
Like, what does it add?
It's just a single attack that will increase my attack roll by 2, but lower my AC by 2 for a turn.
Oh, okay.
And I can move up to double my movement speed in
Cool.
the attack, but it has to be a full round action.
Yeah.
And a straight line unless you have related feats.
So this will be that is 7, nope, 8. Is the sword saying sun slashing, or since I'm charging at him, would it be piercing?
It would be still slashing.
Slashing. Okay, so 8 slashing and 6 sonic. And also, as the attack connects, from the wound in my arm that the I cut myself to activate my blood my right, the blood starts to come out and form a string and latches on to the shadow spray as I activate the blood curse of mutual suffering. The next weapon attack that it does on me, it will take its damage in full back to itself. It's necrotic damage, resistance negated.
Nice. It don't know that though, so don't be no.
So as you strike it, the blade reverberates in its wound as it cries out in agony. As you strike through, it is going to use one of its legendary actions to make an attack roll against you.
Nice. Dumbass wrist sprite. I love seeing you actually do blood hunter things.
Yeah, it's very rare I get to do 'em.
That'll be a 19 to hit.
That is a miss.
Dang.
But just barely. My AC is a 21.
Of course he
Can
rolled.
I do cool things too?
Oh shush! You've been hitting very high stuff on me. I just have counter spells.
You shut up.
You dropped a boat on me.
Yeah. What the? What do you mean can't do? Yeah, you've dropped a boat on these guys. What the fuck are you talking about? Can't do cool shit.
Alistair, it's your turn.
Also, this the thing lasts for a minute. Just so you know. So I've got that.
Gripping the wand inside of his mithril hand, he stares out at the rift sprite and eat my inner thoughts, you far-realmed fecal antagonist, as a perfectly vertical 5 foot by 5 foot by 55-foot column erupts out of the ground, covered inside of brass writings and bombarded with the constant inner thoughts of Alistair as he starts to recite off the digits of pi, the the Fibonacci sequence, and every other thought that could possibly inundate his wild and wacky mind. He's allowed to
Even
make
the conversation with the poison.
anything. And at the same time, he also needs to make a DC 30 will save, or otherwise, he's going to end up dazed for the next 10 minutes per caster level.
Damn. DC 30.
I love Wand Mastery to give an extra 2 to the DC.
So first dazzle.
I wish
then
this guy had
dazed.
my will. I only have like a will of 3.
Yeah, I rolled horribly. I rolled a 2. That's why my will was a 13. Because
Mm.
my will is 11.
Yeah, I have the high 4. That's what I've got.
Sure, who needs to make a DC 30?
The
The
sprite.
Rift
I
Sprite,
need to? Oh my god, sorry, I didn't know you guys were waiting on me.
Why would he be attacking one of us?
Yeah, no, absolutely dazzled.
Woo!
dazed, no actions.
Dazed, that's the one. Dazed, no actions. Ooh, alright. And with all the civilians knocked out, it is back to the Rift Sprite, where we're gonna call a quick break.
All right. Hold on, let me.
The Rift Sprite presses his hand upon the wall. See, he tries to try to force his way through it, but can't. He's gonna try and make his intelligence check of
He gets to do that.
30.
Oh, is it his turn now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a full round action to do so, I believe.
Yeah, he absolutely does not. As he tries to pass through it, as you watch rage flash upon his face as he tries to strike against the closet. He bounces off of the thoughts. Any member of the Adinel looking at this can make a spot check.
I'll make a spot check. Hell yeah.
I will.
I'll make a spot check, because why not?
Oh, it's not very well.
I'm not seeing anything. That's a 7.
Yeah, that's what I got on my die. I gotta see what my modifier is.
That is a 35 per spot.
I get a 18. Wait, 16.
Jonathan, you peer into this wall of thoughts as you see these thoughts and everything swirling around in Alistair's mind flows around this creature. Two things stick out to you: Palor's tear and the word lavender. As that concludes Rift Sprite's turn, Tobin, you're up next.
We can't hear you.
Sorry. So is this wall of thoughts just like visible? Like, can I see that there's like a wall of thoughts around this dude?
Um, to you just kind of see like a whirlwind of winds and just the occasional like arcane rune flowing between it,
Um,
blinking in and out of existence.
I guess I'll start by yelling over, Alistair, can I hit through this thing?
Hit through it, sure, but you don't want to enter it.
No, like just cast a spell towards it.
Yeah, you can try to cast a spell at it, sure.
What does that mean? Can I hit the thing or not?
Yeah, you can hit the thing. It's just taking a lot of concentration.
Oh, um, yeah, I guess I'll just throw another fucking disrupt undead on it. That's all I really got at it. That's gonna be a 28 to hit.
Yep.
5 damage.
And that's all you do with your turn?
Um, um, I can I see these that one injured man? Like, can I see him that he got like hit in the head with a rock?
Yeah.
Um, how far is he from me?
20 feet.
And how big's the is the wall just like surrounding the wrist spray, Chris? Or can I
Yeah,
like?
it's just
5 foot
around
by
his
5 foot,
right.
and
Okay,
then
perfect.
straight column up.
I'll head over to the man.
You walk over, you see the where the brick has impacted, you see the the blood red mixing into his dusty brown hair. So you
Is
see
he
out of his nose and ears streaks of blood as well.
is he breathing?
You go and put your finger under his he's breathing but very shallowly.
Okay. What kind of action is giving somebody a potion?
Handing an item is a move.
It's a move action?
Assuming that you needed to grab or reach into your backpack, pick it out, and then hand it over to the person.
Okay, then
I
I'll
would say you probably can't because at this point you'd have
yeah.
to both take it out of your bag and administer it to him.
Can
You'd have to do
I
that extra.
can I do one? Can I like take it out of my bag?
You've used your action and
My
yeah,
move.
I'll say you can take it out of your
Okay,
bag.
I'll ready it for next turn then, sort of thing. Like obviously not actually ready the action, but
Perfect.
like get the
Yeah,
my potion out.
sounds good to me. Next up is Peter.
Peter is just going. Um, there's not much that Peter can do right now.
He'll just stay in his total defense.
Yeah, Peter is just going to just walk, just stay in between, gonna go between the civilian and the wall of thoughts and just total defense in front of the civilian.
You uh next you watch as Beck, who's just twitching and spasming with the blood soaked ink all over her body and her face and her eyes glossed over in a shining onyx. You watch as she coughs up a lot of this inky black liquid, continues to writhe in pain. As you all look behind her, behind yourselves and see her writhing in pain. You try to help her. This is out of your league. What are any of you doing here? As you just see your friend, someone who you bonded with over the past couple months. She writhes in pain due to her own decisions, but decisions not made by her. Tobin, you feel an extra weight of guilt knowing who plagues her. As next up is Jonathan.
Great. Jonathan is I would like to check on the woman and child to see if they are still alive.
Go ahead and roll me a heal check.
Will do, good sir. I can't see that. Okay, that's a 19.
19. The woman's breath is shallow, but there. The baby's is very labored. This baby has endured too much that now it seems to be gasping for life.
Is it? Can I tell if it's just physical injuries or is there like something else alongside it?
It just seems like the physical stress of the situation.
Great. I'm gonna cast Cure Serious Wounds on the baby.
Um, I just want to say with like the peasant level of like hit points, I don't know if that's worth the spell slot, but
Yeah, I don't think you need to. I'd take a cure light wounds for that.
like it's a baby. Chris says that a peasant probably only has 1d6, so the mom probably only has 1d6. The baby's probably like less than that. So I don't know if the cure serious wounds is worth the spell slot, assuming you
Cure
have the.
Minor Wounds. I have Cure Minor Wounds as a cantrip, but that's it.
I'd use that then probably.
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
works.
Cure Minor
Cure
Wounds
minor.
on
You
the
cast cure minor
He's a
wounds. You
minor.
see that cures minor's wounds as Drake. Well, no, I'm kidding. As the wounds around it seems to dry up, and as you see it stir to wakeness again, as it looks up with brilliant sea foam green eyes towards you, as it nuzzles into his mother's chest. He does not scream, he does not cry, but he looks upon you, and you look upon him. And in this place, in this city made of stone, so far from nature and so far from all that you know, you feel close to Varus and you feel close to home when you look into this child's eyes. As briefly,
could I do Cure Serious Wounds on the woman as a standard and then use Cure Light as swift action?
yeah, I'll allow that as you heal the both of them as they both come to consciousness. As
Okay, great.
you look upon the child's eyes and you look upon the mother's, the mother's is a stormy blue and the child's is a brilliant seafoam green. You look upon them and just briefly, your nose is hit with the aroma of fungi as another pair of eyes blinks towards you far deep within your mind's eyes. As you once again not hear the words but feel them within your mind. Follow the fun guy. The spores shall lead the way.
Okay, great. That's all I'm gonna do for my turn.
Excellente. Or Golan, after firing this cannon and experiencing this brief moment with your brother Vard, what do you do with your turn?
Um,
As actually, you know what? Before you make a decision on what you do with your turn, roll me a use magic device check.
okay. That's a 5.
It's a 5. As you've fired this cannon towards a wrist sprite, you notice that several sections of the cannon has spread open like a banana peel as
That's not good.
the weak metal of this cannon, due to the immense time that it's spent in the tundra, has now split and is unable to fire again.
Hmm. Okay. I will make my way off the ship.
Roll me a climb check.
That is a 29.
Yeah, absolutely. You climb your way up to the upper hull of the ship, and now you stand clung to the railing overlooking the battlefield at hand. You see your friends below you beneath the hull, and the wrist sprite trapped within this pillar of thought. Within the rubble, you see your friend Tobin leaning over the injured civilian.
Um, I'm gonna make my way off the ship and see what I can do to help Tobin.
I would say you probably use 10 feet of your movement. You slide your way down off of the hull of the ship down towards where Yonatan, Peter, and behind Peter, Alistair stand, and then before you is also is Calduin facing down against this wrist sprite. As you slide off, you probably have used, I would say, 10 feet of your movement. 20 feet of your movement, sorry. So, do you want to make your ways towards Tobin?
Um, sure, why not?
Yeah, you make your ways towards Tobin, you dash towards him as he's crouched over this injured civilian, and you come alongside him.
Um, I don't know what I can do, but what should I do to help? I asked Tobin.
He's bitching at someone.
So we take a quick break.
Sorry. I'm gonna give him this healing potion and then get him over somewhere safe with the other civilians. Do you think maybe you could go see what you can do about Beckett, since it doesn't seem like there's much more we can do against the Rift Sprite?
Let's see what I can do, but no promises.
Honestly, okay. Both of you roll me a d10.
Okay. I got a 3.
I got
You got what?
a 1.
Tobin, something in you says to hand your sending stone to Tobin.
Sorry, what? Who's handing who?
Something in the back of your mind tells you to hand your sending stone to Orgolan.
Okay. Can I do that?
Yeah, does that you not even you Orgolan just reaches into your satchel and retrieves the sending stone on your command as you direct him over to Beckett. Orgolan, you have enough movement to get back to Beckett, do you?
Yeah, most likely.
You run your ways to Beckett after being given directed to take the sending stone. What do you do as you rush over to Beckett as you see her wriggling and writhing in pain, as you see her glossed over eyes, the inky substance all over her body?
Um, I have no clue. I just stand there like, the fuck am I supposed to do?
Roll me an intelligence check.
Okay. 14.
Yeah. So you, looking over her, lost for words and action, you look upon the sending stone. You see the runes of K, Saphiri, Gwaine, Vidale, and Knees. Sorry, not Knees, Mr. Kiriki.
Mm. I probably wouldn't know anything, honestly.
Okay, so you've got like 4 or 5 options of people who to call. Do you think the bloodthirsty wolf dude's the one to help? Do you think the holy lore keeper, who is the holy lore keeper? Do you think Kay's the one who can help? Do you think the magic shop owner's the one that can help? Like you gotta make a call here.
Uh, I'll call Kariki. He might have a book on this
You
kind of stuff.
tap upon the stone and you connect your mind with Mr. Kiriki. Oh, hey, hello? Um, Hello?
It's or Golan, one of
Oh,
the Edi now.
Golan! It's very good to hear from you. I am deep in the jungle. I have no idea where I am. You might be able to help me. I don't know where I am.
I thought you could help me with the Beckett problem, but
With the Beckett what's a Beckett?
um, the doctor that's with us. Do you remember
Oh,
her?
the creepy one, right? With the cool hat?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Not the red one with the cool hat.
Not the red one, no. The one who has like a
Sorry,
bloody
not
trench
for
coat.
you. That's a very large snake. Sorry, I don't know how to help with the Beckett. Hopefully all goes well. Okay, bye. As the final squawk of Mr. Kuriki as you feel the as you feel the connection break. That's all you can do with your turn. Kalduin, you're up next.
Okay. So yeah, I'm still standing in front of the wrist sprite. And I am able to do normal attacks even though it's in the wall, correct?
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Okay. Then I am just going to do a full round attack of slashing at it.
Flashing and dashing.
Sucker and suck a slash.
Are you adding
The
anything to it?
Shut up.
the first one is a 18.
Unfortunately, doesn't hit.
And then neither would the second one. 16.
As you slash into the wall and towards the excuse me, towards the wrist sprite, you watch as its form kind of glimmers a moment as your sword passes through as it gains shape and again as you try to strike through it shifts and morphs back into being.
That's all I can do.
Damn. Next up would be Alistair.
I drop the spell blank wand and I run over to Beckett with the Augu stone in order to try to apply its 1 point or 1 HP of healing to her.
You watch as you see you place the stone of Agu upon her chest as it begins to glow, and then the darkness that writhes around her almost leaps up like fingers and seeps the light from the stone as it takes no effect.
Soured by this, I turn over to the shadowy figure of Jeshima. You.
And that's all you do with your turn.
That's all that I can do with my turn. I've used a standard and a move.
Uh, so I have a question about this wall. What happens when a creature tries to teleport out of it?
It's unable to take actions on its own due to being dazed, so if someone else was to knock it out of the wall or to enter the wall, then they would also have to make the
Oh,
save, but
it's still dazed.
Oh yeah, for like 10 rounds, unless it makes its check.
10 minutes for
It's
Oh,
casting
sorry,
the
10 minutes. Oh, so forever.
it's gonna try and make it save again. And does not.
Are you rolling
Oh
intelligence or
my.
will? What one's higher?
Uh
Or I guess you don't really have to tell me that. I'm just curious.
yeah.
Okay.
Next up would be Tobin.
Yeah, I'm gonna carefully, while like supporting his head in case he's sustained any like damage to his neck, lift him up into a position where I could like force him to drink the health potion, and then feed the my major health potion to him.
To feed this liquid into him as he what the fuck is the fuck as he looks to you with bewildered eyes as he looks what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, in the head with a rock. You all right?
I feel like every fiber of my body is alive. Yes, I'm all right. What the fuck did you give me?
Cocaine. No, uh, um, basically, it's a health potion. Um, let's get you over to the other civilians here. Keep you safe.
Give me a strength check.
Uh, okay. It's gonna be a 18.
As you hoist him up under your shoulders and help him limp towards Jonathan and the other survivors as his labor breathing kind of stops for a minute as he just kind of stops walking with you. Elaine, Christoph, you're alive. As he begins to even beyond your pace tries to hop forward as you steady him and yourself as you walk forward as he leaps from your arms into the arms of the woman and child laying behind Tobin and Peter. Oh, I thought you were dead. Is he okay? Is he alright? Oh, my son.
The kid's all right.
He looks up towards Jonathan and Tobin. Tears well in his eyes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Anything for a fine group of civilians such as yourselves.
I'm just glad your family's okay. h- how far were they? How far was that to there?
15 feet.
All right, I'll guess get back to where I was on my way to Beckett.
Yeah, sure. Well, Beckett kind of lies, uh, Beckett was behind you guys when you guys were standing off against the rift spring.
Right. So like
So
yeah,
so Beckett is near to the hall. So yeah, you can walk your way towards Beckett.
yeah, that's fine.
Sorry, I got the hiccups. I think. Jesus, awkward ass hiccup.
um. So that sonic attack that Calduin did, obviously actually hurt it. So I guess before my turn's end, I'm gonna be like, Calduin, I don't think I can cast that spell anymore. Do you have any more? Can you do that anymore? We need to find some way to hurt this thing while it's incapacitated.
As long as the blade's in my hand, we've got everything we need.
Perfect. I'm gonna go try and help Beckett. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah, fucking right. Peter, I think I assume stays in his defensive position.
Yeah, Peter's gonna go back to where the civilians are with Jonathan and just again total defense action.
Yeah, awesome. Jonathan, that's you.
Um, I think I am going to start to cast Snare. It's a 3rd level spell which requires 3 rounds to cast.
Oh jeez.
But hopefully it's gonna get this thing bound and restrained long enough for help to arrive.
Help? I don't know about if we're getting help, but
You never know. I mean, like,
Awesome.
yeah, wouldn't it be nice to have a fucking paladin with us right now? Where's Gwaine at?
Where is
yeah,
Gwaine
I
at?
agree.
As next is Orgolan's turn.
Smite the fuck out of that thing. Who you gonna call?
Is Tobin next to me, or
No,
who came up?
I'm still on my way. Alistair's next to you.
Hmm.
Now remember.
How far away
Oh.
is Tobin?
Probably like 30
Tobin's
feet, I
not
think.
far from you. Yeah, Tobin's not far from you.
Hmm. Um, can I throw the sending stone back at Tobin? Just like an underhand toss.
Roll me a will save.
Who, Argola?
Yep.
Sorry, what is Orgolan doing right now?
That's 25.
25. Owen, I would like you to walk me through the thought processing of Orgolan wanting to throw the stone to Tobin. Why does Orgolan feel like he needs to throw the stone?
I believe it's more his social anxiety kind of taking over and trying to get it to someone who talks to everyone on the list more constantly, and so him just trying to get rid of his social anxiety to get
Your
that.
mind racing, wanting to remove this social pressure from you. Here, not a whispering of present, but a whispering of past. a passing phrase that you've heard uttered by Angkor. Are ye not a king?
Not yet.
What do you do with your turn? Not yet. Do you huck the stone? Is that what you choose to do? After
Yes.
hearing this, you huck the stone towards Tobin. Do you do anything else with your turn?
Um.
You know my old map.
No, I'll just stand there and be confused.
I'll do when it's you.
Eh, I I go for another barrage of attacks on this, trying to see if I can whittle it down as much as I can.
Go ahead and roll your attacks.
Okay, on to the next turn. Roll 2 7s.
As you raise your blade to strike, you feel time slow. You want a second chance. You hear the murmur of Volnar dance in your brain. You like a second chance.
I've seen what you do, and I don't want any part of it.
You need me.
I've learned I don't need power alone.
But power you need nonetheless. Will you not take me, my precious martyr?
What's your game? What's in it for you?
You are in it for me.
I was already someone else's puppet. I'm not going to be another.
Puppet. I like that word. So be it, desert demon. You'll need me before the end. I shall see you soon. As your attacks wisp through. Next will be Alistair.
I pop my last spell wand blank out of my wand bracer and begin enchanting it with the 4th level Fiend Slayer spell Banishment. It'll take a minute.
You begin to carve these runes. The wrist sprite once again is going to try and take its action to get out of the spell. Unsuccessfully with a natural 3. The wrist sprite on his turn will do it again. And unsuccessfully does not pass. Tobin, you're next as you catch the ascending stone that's been flung towards you.
I'm gonna head over there and be like, "Did you get a hold of anybody?" Or Golan, that question's for you.
I called why am I blanking on his name now?
Mr. Kiriki.
Yep. I called Kariki. He couldn't help. Um
Uh,
I wouldn't know who else would be able to help.
well, this seems relatively darkness. Maybe the lore keeper that handles in all things holy, essentially the opposite. The light will be able to help. I'm gonna try ringing Vidale.
So you press upon her rune and focus on that connection. A voice fills your mind. Hello? Hello?
Vidale, this is Tobin.
Tobin! Hello!
Um, sorry to bother you, but we're in a bit of a crisis here. We're what city are we in right now?
Erst.
Right. We're in Arist, and we're fighting this thing that uses some sort of rift magic, and it seemed to do something to Beckett that allowed the darkness to flow through, and it was the darkness, but it took the form of Jeshima, and now Beckett's completely incapacitated. His eyes are glossed over black. Is there anything in your readings or anything that might be able to help us with? I don't know who else would be able to help.
We'll be there soon. Can you give me anything to help in pinpointing your location?
Um, let's see here. Let's see what spells I have here that might be able to help. What is the? Hold on. Uh. Okay. Can I cast Silent Image to it's got a range of like 400 feet, so can I just cast it like high up into the air and do a beacon with I guess the symbol of the lore keepers?
Um, I think more akin to you as you raise your hand up to the sky to cast this beacon. You see this translucent white dragon flapping its wings, standing, flying in circles like a vulture circles its prey as it circles around your being.
Okay. Come to the dragon.
I see you. We will be there soon.
Thank you. All right. Um, I'm not sure if there's really much else I can do here, so I think that'll be all.
Peter will remain in his defensive post. As Yonatan, it is your turn.
I I am just concentrating on this snare spell.
Perfect.
I really can't do much.
Or Golan, it's on to you.
Oh, Chris, would it take the 3 rounds starting from the round after I start casting, or does it include the round I start casting?
It included the round you started casting. So this is round
Okay.
2.
So my understanding right now is that once it hits 3, once it hits the 3rd round, it would be cast, or would it be the 4th?
Once it eats your 3rd standard action.
Okay, so I've eaten 2 standard actions, so once it eats my 3rd. Okay, so next turn it'll be active. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Or Golan, it's your turn, man.
Um, are there any other civilians that are alive, or are they were they all squished by the ship?
Most of them were squished by the ship, apart from these 3 united family.
Huh. Um, I have no idea what I even can do.
Honestly, probably not much at this point.
Um, I guess I'm just gonna
Um,
stand in front of Beckett and just in a guard position.
Yeah.
Summon city guards to
Uh,
help?
Galduin.
Seeing as my weapon attacks are having no effect at the moment, I turn my sword downwards and swing at the ground as I use the Swords of Setting Sun's Scorching Sand ability, forgot what it was called, but which is a cone attack where I roll, I believe it was 5d4 or was it 4d4? Wrong.
It's 5d4.
And send sand, piercing sand towards the sprite. I'm assuming since it is dazed, it does not get a reflex save.
Nope.
No, it still will get a reflex save. It's not
Okay.
useless.
And it'll get a
Well,
reflex.
with a natural 3.
Okay. Yeah, it's 14 halves the damage. That is 15 piercing damage.
I don't think piercing does anything to it.
That's something we haven't been able to test yet.
Oh,
Every time Peter's tried to attack it with Piercy, it's teleported away.
That's true.
As you see the sand whip upon its form, as you see kind of ride back a little bit, it seems to be affected, but not as fully as the attack would have hoped.
Okay. That I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's an action.
Alistair, that's you.
Carrying on with enchanting the Wand of Banishment. I continue to scribe more
Correct.
grass runes.
The rift sprite. Doesn't do shite. Tobin.
Let's see. What can I do here? Yeah, it's a tough one. I'm out of 0 level spell slots, so I can't really do any more damage to the Rift Sprite. 'Cause that's the only thing I had that will do damage to it. Not really.
Contain the damage by trying to blockade people from coming down to inspect all this weird and wacky nonsense.
We're already within a blockaded area, I believe. Like there was an investigation going on now.
Not in this area.
Oh. If I look around, do I see any like onlookers that seem to need to be ushered away?
You see a few onlookers, but they've maintained enough distance that they're not a problem.
Yeah, not too worried about it.
It's very late at night.
Right. Um. I guess I'll. Well, first, do you? I guess I'll just talk to the sending sword again and be like, is the um, is the dragon enough? Do you need any help finding us?
We are coming. Do not worry. We're just currently inscribing the teleportation spell now. We'll be there soon.
Oh, okay. Uh, is there anything you think I can do in the meantime? I really don't know how to help Beckett. I don't know how much you could tell not being here, but if you know anything based on what I've described.
I'm not sure. I would just deal with the problem at hand.
Right. Yeah, I guess since they said they'll be here soon, I'll ready my action to help in any way when she's here if she needs it. If she's here before
Yeah,
my next.
perfect. Yonatan, you're up next.
Okay, so it is my third standard action consumed. So now if it steps anywhere, if it moves essentially 5 feet in any direction within a 24-foot diameter radius, it's going to get caught in my trap.
You watch as this spell takes hold, as you watch thick, snaking vines snake up from the ground below and littering the area around it.
So if it gets out, it's going to be caught because it has to move.
Yeah,
Well, not if it
exactly. Yeah.
teleports.
Well, yeah, but to break out, it has to move 5 feet to get out of it. So even if it is successful on its save, it gets trapped again.
Unless it teleports.
We'll cover that when we get there. It's very well and good trapped now. Orgolan, do you think there's anything you can do with your turn?
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just making sure I can't do anything. I am going to. Um, no. Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, that's it for me. I can't do anything.
Orgolan, do you think you can do anything with your turn?
I don't think giving Beckett a health potion would work. Because it doesn't seem like she's managed. It's the whole thing.
No, doesn't seem like that would help in this present moment.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
I'll do it, it's you.
After digging the tip into the ground and doing the sand attack, I follow up with an upward slash. That
Perfect.
is a 24 to hit for the first attack.
That will absolutely hit on the first.
And a 23 for the second.
That will also hit.
So that is 12 slashing, 5 sonic for the first, so 17. And that is 7 slashing, 1 sonic. So a 23 altogether.
How would you like to do this as its decaying form will fade like paper into the skies? How does Calduin dismember and discard of this invasive rift sprite?
As the second slash is coming down, the sword vibrates with such power that it just shakes apart this rift creature's existence, causing it to disperse.
Nice.
Its form flakes like paper into the air above and swirls and is carried off in a westward breeze. That is the end of combat. You are all free to act on will after this brief break. The remains of the rift sprite disapparates into the air as it, for a moment before getting dispelled, it gets wrapped up in the thoughts of the wall of thought. Alistair, as they swirl into the air and disapparate into nothing more than ash. Now only lit by Calduin's glowing body, you all stand in a cluster, looking over Beckon. See her body, excuse me, writhing and wriggling in pain and agony. You see her mouth agape You see her trying to expel a scream from her body, but only a raspy silence of breath escapes. You look upon her eyes as they're glossed over in darkness, as this inky sludge is all over her body as she wriggles and writhes.
Uh, as a as we're just watching this, not being able to do anything, Tobin's gonna start to like tear up and just be like, "Is there really just nothing we can do?"
I'm working on it as fast as I can. Thank you.
I, I know we've got Vidal on the way too, but it just seeing her like this without being able to do anything, it's infuriating. It's depressing. It's their friend.
I I kneel down and just cradle Beckett's head, trying to have her lay in just some form of comfortable position.
I'm gonna
Just
I'm gonna grab her hand too and just say, "We're here, Beckett. I don't know if you can hear us, but we're here."
He just twitches unresponsibly in your arms.
I'm going to attempt to cast Dispel Magic. Whatever's affecting Becca.
It fizzles into nothing.
Damn. Not even a. This is something supernatural entirely.
Yeah, it's
Like
definitely the father.
it is magical in nature, but this isn't a spell or anything of the sort. It's
Whatever this is, I'm sure is much ancienter and darker magic than anything we've ever dealt with. And that seems to be a theme with stuff we're running into.
Does anyone mind if I dispel the wall? It's really getting on my nerves to try to compartmentalize my thoughts while I'm doing other work.
Calduin took care of the wrist sprite. That should be fine.
Okay, it's going down then. And I dismiss the spell of Wall of Thoughts with a wave of my mithril arm.
And I'll just be like, and thanks again for finishing that up, Calduin.
had it coming.
Damn right.
I'm going to go up to my snare and just cut it with my and just the knife to end this.
You see all the connecting vines kind of wither away and decay into the rubble around it. In that moment, you see a flash of bright blue light as you see Vidal and Safiri both appearing.
Not the duo I expected.
Oh,
Vidal, over here. She's over here.
oh my god. Okay. Oh, oh god. As she rests her hands upon the Beckett's wriggling body, and you see a bright, pale light expanding from her palms. Oh dear Lord. Oh man, Lord. She looks up to you all. You see tears beginning to well in her eyes. I don't know. I don't know what will help. I have an idea.
What? What do you need us to do?
It's a bad idea.
We specialize in that.
Uh, In all my research, I think only the tear will help now.
Damn it. I thought you might say that.
That's it's the only thing my mind can bring. That must be our primary focus.
How the hell are we supposed to get the tier? We don't even know where um Emirath is, or if he even still has the damn thing.
I can get it. I already planned on trying to get it.
What?
It's,
What do you mean you can get it?
What do you mean already planned on to?
I need that. I need the tier. And if I'm being honest, that's the only reason why I keep trying to get money. I needed power to know how I was to try to make a duplicate, but if I need to get my hands on the original, then by gods, I will. And if that means I need to enter into foul contracts, then I will.
Enter a foul contract with
Yeah,
who?
what's that about?
It's the nature of doing any kind of business. You need to sell your soul. It's just that in this case, for once, it's far more literal than most. I will have to owe a favor to Ego.
The poison? The poison's half the reason Beckett's in this goddamn state. Even though it wasn't directly, this is the things it's been doing to her mind, and you want to make a fucking deal with it?
If that's what it takes to get the tier, there's far more that I need for than just this, and this just adds to it.
What even makes you think that you could get the tier through Ego? Have you been, what, chatting with him?
Merchants don't tend to divulge too much about our business dealings, our customers, our contracts. But in a word, he reached out to me in order to try to fulfill the ends of the bargain that our dear Beckett was not willing to complete for his contract.
And that was for the tier?
I don't know what the terms of Beckett's contract was,
No, but
but he desires my skill, and I desire the tier.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Paylor.
As hearing this, I set Beckett down, stand up, and walk over to Alistair, grabbing onto the collar. You are a moron. No one should ever make any deals for that stupid artifact. That thing has caused nothing but trouble.
And yet it seems like it might be our only hope. Time after time.
I get 24 hours use of it at my leisure, at the point I desire. That was the terms.
In exchange for what?
I don't think he plans to tell us.
My services.
Is it going to endanger us? Is it going to endanger Beckett? Is there a point in saving her if we're just going to somehow let the poison at her again?
The poison was disappointed that his first choice, didn't work out with Beckett. He seemed to accept my options as an alternative, if lesser desired.
So does that
I am the lesser of two evils,
right? But
if you're willing to believe me.
Or we could just not. The entire, all of existence is at stake right now, and you're willing to jeopardize that just for one day with that fucking tear?
listen, is there any chance we can?
Jonathan, we needed. I, I don't know how to reach Beckett otherwise.
We can find Amarath without the fucking poison's help.
That's my point. Is there any chance we can find him without you having to make some stupid deal?
I've tried scrying on many of the members of the Vainglorious X and
No,
to no avail.
they have somebody within that organization is very skilled in protective spells. I don't even think we could get use of the sending stone while we were in the eye of the storm.
It's that. It's that Storm Lazarus. He is the master of the storms and the mind.
So we have no idea how to find Amarath, but we do know we need the tier for at least a handful of reasons now. And it seems the only way we could do that is you somehow helping the poison. And even if you won't tell us what it is, whatever it is, if it's enough to grant your deepest desire, has to be something that's does not spell good omens for us.
The worst case for us is that you can take my head. Just that simple.
There's that's not the point of any of this. I'm not saying this to spite you. I'm saying this for the sake of our party's longevity and at this point the sake of the world's longevity. I don't want your head. You're as much as we may not know what your dealings are. We still consider you a business partner, and after all this bullshit, hard to say not a friend. And with that,
And
I'd like to
and
trust you, but I don't. It's not you I don't trust. It's the poison. Look at what it's done to Beckett's mind in the past.
I can hardly pass up the opportunity to point out that I have a steel trap of a mind.
I'm not worried about your mind either. It's just the things that the poison can do. And if it's whatever it desires from you, I have to assume it will only increase its power. And even if you're not necessarily at stake, that doesn't. If it's attacked Beckett and now it's making dealings with you, who's to say one of us isn't next, or some poor bloke, or some and even if it's not one person, with them being part of the Vainglorious X, just the uh the world itself, even if they don't have common goals, they in the end game they all still are working together, and any one of them getting stronger spells bad news for us.
So, to make this absolutely clear, the one artifact that is so blessed by the gods to have come down upon the mortal realms, to be the center of attention for so long, causing such destruction, such panic, such chaos because of its ability to grant life. In turn, why do we want to leave it in hands like Amarath's or the Vainglorious X?
Didn't you say you only get it for 24 hours?
There's a lot that can happen in 24 hours.
What? So are you saying we make this deal, and then when we finally claim this tier, that's when we make our stand, whatever that means against these stupid bastards?
I'm saying that having one of the weapons of the gods in our hands when we decide to stand against our enemies is probably more favorable than standing against our enemies while they attend to it.
So, what more do we know about this deal? Is it would it be upon completion or your choice of when you get the tier?
I get to choose the 24 hours. But it comes at the caveat that I need to fulfill my end of the bargain first.
Right. Fidel, is Beckett in immediate danger of death or anything? I can understand she's suffering, but it seems there's a lot of prep and decisions that have to be made in order to even have a chance at the tier.
Unfortunately, I see them suffering a great pain, brought to the brink and brought back to suffer. This is an unending torment for Beckett. She will live on like this until the dark powers are destroyed, or she's freed of this curse.
Right.
Right. If anyone isn't from the prime material plane, please take 20 feet step backs away from this. I'm going to try firing off one of my spells at it now.
Uh,
Alistair, I do not think that is wise. I think it is best you leave her in my care.
can you, as much as she's suffering, while we figure all this out, can you keep her alive? I know you said the tear's the only thing that might be able to save her, but is there something you could do to prolong any?
My Baylor, I will try my best. I cannot promise.
What if I took her out of time?
What does that mean?
And she will suffer an endless pain in endless time. No, I will not subject her to that.
Do you
That
need
would-
do you need taking her somewhere safe?
Well, that is why I've brought my dear friend Safiri. His chariot rides faster than most. Faster than the eagles can fly, faster than the dragons soar.
Well, faster than
I
that's for sure.
am weary now, and I cannot afford a teleport back. But he will ride us to safety, and I will tend to Beckett in my care.
Very well. Uh, I see that preparations we won't even necessarily be able to begin for a week. Because what? We have to go attend to your business on the other side of Eris, and then we must see Tyrael. However, I do think that will aid us in our quest. She summons me. So, that settles it then. You will leave Beckett in your care. We will take care of our business in Eris, and then, uh, go see a Tyrael. All right, so is it? What did he say? It was the same place as the Glacier Trials, like the. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought so. Um, is that in Marswell? Which
That
continent was that?
is in the Farhaven Isles
Farhaven,
on
that's
New
it.
Hangover.
That's it. Um, yeah, I knew it was New Anghor. I just couldn't remember the continent in the Farhaven Isles. Um, and then after all that, I suppose we begin preparation on your whatever it is your deal is with the poison.
I can run my deal concurrently, I'm sure.
Good. I was hoping you could say that. Well then, as much as it pains me to say that we just can't immediately hop into action. Your meeting's in the morning, and it seems like you and a few other of us could seriously use some rest.
Let's go back to the mended drum.
Yes. Please.
A victory solemn. Yet I now will return to the mended drum, injured and tattered and battered and bruised. They all rest as the pale moon sinks westward. Where we're going to catch up with them in the morning as they take on new threats and new challenges within the westward side of the city. Do we think inspiration points?
Yar.
All right, you go ahead then, Nate.
I think Chris gets the inspiration point for this episode
Why?
because the Wall of Thoughts was a huge clutch. One of the biggest clutches of the week this week, and we would be struggling significantly more if he didn't clutch up with that. So I'm going to give him my vote for the inspiration.
So I suppose that goes to Chris then. Well, like, who do you think then, Chris?
I was actually going to throw it inside of the direction of Calduin because of being able to make the kill shot.
Yeah, and that sonic damage was definitely pretty clutch. Liam, what are you thinking?
I gotta give it to Orgolan for giving the inspiration of sonic damage
Yeah, yeah, dude.
and also fighting that cannon.
Yeah, geez, that damage really helped.
Yes.
All right, Owen, who gets it?
I'm gonna say Calduin for the killing blow.
And then I will. Oh, hold on. I will make another vote for Chris, and then that makes it 2-2, I believe.
Alduin's going to get the inspiration point.
I say you should give both one.
I disagree.
Alistair has too much stuff. He doesn't need an inspiration point.
No,
It's
I'm
too
right on board with Cal.
powerful.
Yeah, no, Calduin for sure. That's a good one.
Alduin definitely gets the inspiration point for this session, but you all did fantastic. That was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
And thank God
3-session
over.
combat. Oh my god.
Thank God.
Well, I mean,
combat's over.
it was a toughie, man. I threw you guys a curveball, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
really proud of how you guys prevailed. That was a lot of fun. Well, catch us next week as Yet I Know dawns on a new day and a new challenge within the raid plant of Mr. Narist. We've been drunk and we've been dumb, and Nate, lead us out.
Bye. Have an excellent time.
Ooh.